side by side. Now, you are 22, and I am nearly twice that. Doctor, which of us is the younger looking?
You are, of course.
You see? And why? Because I work. Because I'm alive to the world around me. I'm always busy. Whereas you are such a stick in the mud. You don't know how to live. And also, I make it a rule never to look into the future. I never think about old age, and I never think about death. What will be, will be.
Yes, but I feel as though I've been born a long, long time ago. I'm dragging my life behind me like a dress with an endless train, and often I've no desire to go on living. That's all nonsense, of course. You just have to shake yourself out of it.
And then again, my dear, I am as careful about my appearance as an Englishman. I always keep myself firmly in hand. I dress, my hair, always comme il faut. Should I allow myself to go out, even into the garden here, in a housecoat or with my hair up down? Never. If I have kept my looks, it's because I have never stopped caring about my appearance. I have not let myself go in the way that some women do. You see, as spry as a kitten. I could play a girl of 15 still.
Nonetheless, and notwithstanding, I'm still reading, am I? We got to the corn chandler and the rats.
Oh, the rats, yes. Do go on. Or rather, give it to me and let me read. It's my turn. Oh, yes, the rats. And to be sure, it is as dangerous for people in society to make much of writers and to entice them into their homes as it would be for a corn chandler to keep rats in his shop. And yet there is a vogue for them. So when a woman has designs upon a writer whom she wishes to take up, she lays siege to him with compliments and attentions and little marks of favour. Ah, well, that may be how it is with the French, but with us there is nothing like that. We don't work to a programme. Before a woman in this country takes up a writer, she is usually head over heels in love with him. Thank you very much. You don't have to look far. Take me and Trigorin, for instance.
So, we're all smiles, are we? We're all sunshine and smiles today. Our father and stepmother have gone into town, and now we're free as the air for 3 whole days.
I'm so happy. I'm all yours now.
As pretty as her pictures she is today.
Attractive. Well turned out. What a sensible girl. Still, we mustn't praise her too much or it will bring bad luck. Where's Trigorin?
He's at a bathing place, fishing.
You'd think he'd get bored of it.
What's that you're reading?
It's Maupassant, my sweet. On the water. Still, the next bit's neither amusing nor true. I am troubled in my soul. Can anyone tell me what the matter is with my son? Why is he being so stern and boring? He spends whole days together on the lake and I scarcely see him.
Well, he's sick at heart. Please, read a bit of his play.
Do you really want me to? It's so dull.
When he reads something himself, his eyes blaze and his face goes pale. He's a wonderful sad voice, yet in the manner of a poet.
Sleep well?
Petrusha, you asleep.
Certainly not.
You are not getting any medical attention, are you? It's not right.
I'd be delighted to have some medical attention. Is the doctor here? Won't give me any.
Medical attention? When you're 60?
Even when you're 60, you still want to live.
Well, take some valerian drops then.
I have a feeling it would be good for him to go to a spa somewhere.
All right, he can go to a spa. Or not go to a spa.
Well, make sense of that, if you can.
There's nothing to make sense of. It's perfectly plain.
Your brother ought to give up smoking.
Oh, fiddle.
No, not fiddle. Alcohol and tobacco make you lose the sense of yourself. You smoke a cigar or drink a glass of vodka and you're no longer you. You see yourself in the third person. The self becomes blurred and you start to see yourself not as I, but as he.
It's all very well for you to talk. But what about me? I spent 28 years working in the Department of Justice, and I still haven't lived. When all is said and done, I still haven't experienced anything. And I long to live, no question about it. But you've had your fill in life, yes? And you don't care anymore. Yeah? So you tend to be philosophical. But I want to live. Yeah? So I drink sherry at dinner and I smoke cigars. Simple as that. As simple as that.
Life has to be taken seriously. Swallowing medicine when you're 60 and feeling sorry you didn't have much fun when you were drunk. I'm sorry if I'm blunt, but that's fatuous.
Oh, it must be lunchtime. Oh. My leg's gone to sleep.
Lunch. She'll be going to have a couple of drinks first.
Oh, we can't expect a beggar to be happy.
Oh, pish, you old civil
Oh,
servant.
you speak like someone who's eaten his fill in life.
Oh, could anything be more boring than this sweet country border? Heat and quiet. And nothing anyone wants to do and everyone just philosophizing away. Oh, my friends, it is nice being with you. It is a pleasure to listen to you, but to be sitting in a hotel room somewhere learning lines, could anything be better than that?
Oh, yes, I know what you mean.
Oh, yes, it's better in town. Yes, no question about it. You sit at your desk. No one gets past the attendant without first being announced. There's the telephone, and there's cabs in the street.
So, where you are.
As simple as that.
Congratulations. Delighted to find you in good health. My wife tells me you're proposing to go to town together today, is this true?
Yes.
Splendid, splendid. When are you going in, dear lady? We're carting the ride today, all the men are busy. Which horses were you thinking of using, may I ask?
Which horses? How should I know?
Well, we've got carriage horses, haven't we?
The carriage horses? Where am I going to get harness for them, huh? Where will I get harness? Amazing, isn't it? Past comprehension. Dear lady, I greatly revere your talent and will gladly give you 10 years of my life, but horses I cannot give you.
Well, supposing I have to go. What an extraordinary state of affairs.
Dear lady, you just do not realise the importance of farming.
Oh, the same old story. Well, in that case, I am leaving for Moscow today. You can have horses rented for me in the village. Otherwise, I shall walk to the station.
In that case, I'll resign. And you can find yourself another steward.
Don't you see, every summer it is the same thing. Every summer I am insulted. I'm not setting foot in this place again.
This is downright impertinence. This is downright, heaven knows what. I'm sick of it when all's said and done. Go fetch all of the horses directly.
Say no to someone like that. A famous actress. Surely her slightest wish, her slightest whim even is more important than your farming.
What can I do? Put yourself in my position. What can I do?
Come on, we'll go to my sister. We'll all plead with her not to leave, isn't that right?
How terrible, brother.
The tyrant! Terrible, yes. But he won't go.
Really, your husband ought to be thrown out on his neck. But it will all end with that old woman and his sister apologising to him, you'll see.
He sent the carriage horses out of the fields with all the others. Every day we had this sort of trouble. If you knew how it upsets me. It's making me ill, actually. He's so coarse. I can't bear him. Oh, you again. My dear, my precious. Take him to you. Time's running out for us. We're not young anymore. And to stop hiding. Even at the end of our lives, to stop lying.
I'm 55. It's a little late in the day to change my way of life.
I know why you reject me. And I know there are other women besides me. You can't take them all on you, I understand that. Oh, forgive me, I mean to
No. No.
I'm tormented by jealousy. Of course, you're a doctor, you can't avoid women, I understand that.
What's going on in there?
She's crying and her brother's got his asthma.
I have to go and give them some drops.
Please.
Merci.
Give me those flowers. Give me those flowers.
You're alone.
Yes, I'm alone. What does this signify?
I had the dishonour to kill this seagull today, and I'm laying it at your feet.
What's the matter with you?
Soon I shall kill myself in the same way.
You're not the person I used to know.
No, I'm not. Since you stopped being the person that I used to know, you have changed. Towards me, you look at me coldly. You're embarrassed by my being here.
You become so irritable recently. You put things obliquely all the time in some kind of symbols. This seagull too is obviously a symbol of something, but I'm sorry, I don't know what it means. I'm too simple to understand you.
It all started that evening when my play was such an idiotic failure. Women never forgive failure. I burnt it. Every last torn up shred of it. If you knew how unhappy I am. It's terrifying. The way you've grown cold towards me. It's unbelievable. It's as if I'd woken up and I'd found that this lake had dried up or drained away into the earth. I just said you're too simple to understand me. What is there to understand? The play wasn't like you despised my inspiration. You began to think of me as an ordinary person, as a non-entity. Someone like everybody else. I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. Oh, it's like having a nail in my brain. Curse it, curse this pride, mine too. It sucks my blood. It sucks it like a serpent. Oh, here comes the man with the real talent entering like Hamlet, even down to the book. Words, words, words. The sun hasn't reached you yet. And already you're smiling. Your expression has melted in its rays. I won't stand in your way.
Drinks vodka. Rose and black. Long white t-shirt. Sometimes brandy.
Hello.
Hello to you. An unexpected turn of events, I gather, means we're leaving today. It's hardly probable you and I shall see each other again. Pity. I don't often get a chance to meet girls of your age. Not ones that are also interesting and attractive. And I can't remember now. I can't clearly picture to myself what it feels like to be 18 or 19. So the girls that appear in my stories usually strike a false note. I should have liked to have put myself in your place for a while. Just for an hour or so. See how your mind worked. What sort of creature you were.
I should have liked to put myself in your place for a while.
Why?
To know what it felt like to be a famous and talented writer. What does fame feel like?
What does it feel like? It doesn't feel like anything as far as I know. I've never thought about it. Either you have an exaggerated idea of how famous I am, or else it has no sensation at all.
But when you read about yourself, in all the papers...
If they're praising me, it's nice. If they're abusing me, I feel put out for a couple of days.
Oh, strange and marvellous world. If you knew how I envied you. People have such different lots in life. Some of them can scarcely drag out their dull, obscure existence. All of them alike. All of them unhappy. While others, you for example, you're one in a million. You're granted an absorbing sunlit life that's full of happiness.
Me? You talk about fame and happiness.
and some sort of sunlit life. But to me, excuse me, all these fine words are like those soft, sticky sweets, the sort I never eat. You're very young, and you're very kind.
You have a wonderful life.
What's so especially good about it, though? I have to go and write. I'm sorry, I'm rather pressed for time. Trodden on my pet corn, as they say. I'm starting to get worked up and slightly irritated. All right, let's talk about it. Let's talk about my wonderful sunlit life. Where shall we begin? There are things in this world called idée fixe, where day and night a man can think of nothing else except the moon, let's say. I have such a moon of my own. Day and night, I am in the grip of a single obsession. I have to write, I have to write, I have to write. Scarcely have I finished one story, then for some reason I have to write another, and then a third, and after the third, a fourth. I write without cease, like a traveller with a fresh relay of horses waiting at every post, and I can't do otherwise. I ask you, what's sunlit and wonderful about that? It's a cruel life. Here I am, talking to you, getting myself quite worked up, but at the same time, I don't forget for a single moment that I have an unfinished story waiting for me. I see that cloud up there, looking like a grand piano, and I think, I shall have to put in a story somewhere. There was a cloud in the sky looking like a grand piano. Well, I smell the scent of the heliotrope. I make a rapid mental note. Cloying perfume, widow's purple, put in when describing summer's evening. I catch us both up at every phrase, at every word, and I hasten to lock all those words and phrases away in my literary larder. You never know, they may come in handy. When I finish work, I rush off to the theatre, or I go fishing. There at least I might relax and forget myself.